Alrighty, welcome back everyone. We are now getting closer to the end of the month of July, and given that there's a lot of things on the horizon by Disney that really is going to be quite controversial, we have of course things out there such as the Marvels, and we have the Snow White film for 2024, a lot of things that Bob Iger and the board are facing numerous challenges with, and exactly how to tame the backlash of both of those major films. We already know that the board is relying on the success and or failure of Haunted Mansion, the Wish movie, as well as the Marvels to decide whether or not they want to fire Bob Iger and replace him by January of next year. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. And let's get into exactly what's going on with Snow White 24. Now, ever since those leaked photographs surfaced on the internet, we know that at first Disney tried to make it seem like they were fake, then they backtracked and said, oh, well, no, those photos are real, there's just one stand-in there with the 7 dwarfs, and it's not an official photo. In other words, they're saying it's real, but it wasn't photographed by a Disney photographer, is what they're saying. So, those photographs, by the way, that you guys did see are indeed real. I know a lot of you know this, but for those of you that don't, there you have it. Now, Snow White 2024 is going through a lot of changes, I guess you could say, when it comes to their marketing plan. Not story-wise, just to be very clear, but their marketing plan is going through a radical change by Bob Iger and the board because they have plans for the future of this franchise moving onwards. Let's discuss. Now, with Disney and those like the board and Bob Iger currently mapping out a revamped roadmap after its cost containment plan went active. However, Bob Iger and the board are doubling down with creating sequels to both The Little Mermaid and now even Snow White, even before its release. A prequel to Snow White is being planned out for the Snow White 24 film in a similar fashion to the Lion King movie with its Mufasa prequel, arriving next year. Disney is planning to follow the same formula to bring a return of Snow White, the origin story of the evil queen, and even tapping into deeper tales of the 7 dwarfs. During their latest emergency meeting and plan that took place days ago, the plan is to expand films such as The Lion King, Little Mermaid, and Snow White as much as they can into having at least 3 films each in different formats. Whether that would be a prequel, sequel, or even a spin-off is still a mystery. Disney has full intentions of bringing back the 7 dwarfs from the 2024 Snow White film, regardless of the controversy, and of course later down the road. Additionally, for the 24 Snow White film, the story is described to completely dismantle the original 37 film, while trying to maintain and follow that same exact story. This is due in part to the fact that this film will involve countless agendas by Disney. Now, during their emergency meeting, this is where things begin to go downhill, guys, is that Bob Iger and the board decided to fully cut back on the marketing of Snow White, including the cancellation of a planned teaser trailer dropping this month of July that has now been moved until September during its D23 event that takes place earlier in the month, followed by a planned official full-length trailer during the Christmas season. Now guys, let me just stop here quick. Now, basically we were supposed to get a teaser for Snow White during this month, and that was all canceled out because of all of these insecurities about what's going on with the Snow White movie and how to really market this thing. Even before the backlash kick-started, they still weren't quite sure how to market this thing correctly. And this comes after the Little Mermaid backlash, by the way. That was the main reasoning why they fine-tuned their strategy. So it doesn't really have much to do with the backlash, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did play some kind of a role afterwards as well. So again, we were supposed to get a teaser this month, followed by a main trailer by December. Now things are being shifted. We're going to be getting that teaser at D23 in September, and then we're going to be getting a full-length trailer. Now, they are still trying to figure things out, but they are going through with this emergency plan to drastically cut back on the number of TV spots shown on television, number of ads, as well as really kind of cutting back on marketing because, guys, most likely they believe that this movie is going to be a box office bomb a failure. In fact, I believe it's going to be the failure of all failures over at Disney. There's no doubt about it. There's just no doubt about it, because this is literally dismantling where Disney all began. We all have to remember this, is that this is nothing like Little Mermaid. This is nothing like any other Disney movie out there that has been done in the past. This is where Disney really all started back in 1937 when it came to movies. Snow White, 1937, right? And they are dismantling their true roots by doing what they are doing with this up-and-coming film. Have you guys seen what they did with the dwarves? Have you guys seen what they did with the Little, of course, Mermaid as well in that movie? Have we all noticed what they did with Rachel Zegler's casting of Snow White? I don't know about you guys, but this is just a total and idiotic approach to really kind of handling these major franchises, these major properties. And Bob Iger has not gotten a clue about what is the right thing to do. Is to follow the source material and move on from there. If you want to create a different iteration of a similar character, go ahead, do that. I'm fine with that. You know, you want to create original characters, that's great and all, do that. But they keep doing this. They keep holding what they are doing with The Little Mermaid, with Tinkerbell, and now even with Snow White. And the Seven Dwarfs, by the way, is a different level of just really going way beyond what you would ever expect Disney to do. I mean, I just can't believe they went through with that. The fact that those images are indeed legitimate, and yes, they are, by the way, guys. Only one of them are stand-ins, let's be clear, so one of those dwarves are just a stand-in. Most likely, I believe, one of the ones in the back there. It's hard to tell which one is which, though. But, yeah, I think that Bob Iger obviously knows that this is bothering a large amount of their audience, and they just flat out don't care. They know it's bothering people, otherwise why would they go through with this emergency plan to cut back on marketing and marketing costs? So anyways, on top of this emergency plan for Snow White is to ensure that they receive less negative press while also spending less money on a potential box office failure to make the film into a success and to get enough box office returns to continue on with their prequel and or a spin-off plan related to Snow White, similar to what they are doing with The Lion King and what they are already preparing to do with The Little Mermaid, as Halle Bailey did even tease that a sequel would actually be based on Return to the Sea. Now, Bob Iger and the board are truly going the extra mile to make this film succeed. And you know what? It is true. They are going to do everything that they can do. They're going to say whatever they have to say to make this film successful. And it's not going to work. Look at what happened with Indiana Jones 5. Same exact thing. You cut back on marketing. You make a terrible story. It's something that nobody really asked for, and it flopped. Same exact thing here. Of course, a lot of Disney fans, I would say, wanted really, you know, a accurate adaptation of Snow White, alright, from 1937. I mean, this is just going beyond idiotic at this point over at Disney, and it makes you wonder, are they going to stop here? No, they're not. They're going to just keep doing this until they are out of money. So guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.